It's pretty close. It's pretty volatile in this area. So now, what the hell? Did the stream end again? Like I should just not focus on that and focus on my trading. Does seem like it's going to rise up, but it's having a hard time, obviously. It's really, really volatile there in that area. Really, really volatile. Let's see what the chart's telling us. See what the other chart's telling us.
Order filled, 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 order filled.
It's looking like it's going to hold up, but it's hard to say. It's also selling off. All right, I think we see that.
Order filled.
All right. So where we at? I'm going to go to the restroom. I have to do this before I. So this is probably a bad area to go to the restroom because it looks like it's going to be a good trade area. Up about 4,100 for the day. Is this up? For the day. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I should have shorted that.
Order filled. Order filled.
Did not get picked up on those three. Give it enough room here to sell off. And then I'm going to go to the restroom real quick. Make sure I have no other orders in the market. No. It's looked like it's trying to do that. I would, based on the movement here, if it does a level check down below, I would assume that level check's going to hold based on just this movement here. I need to go to the restroom real quick. We're going to get knocked out of that trade.
Stock filled.
I go and I get knocked out of the trade. All right. Now let's see. Yeah, I didn't want to get knocked out of that trade, actually. All right. It's all right. I don't know what happened. Something happened with this freaking stream. It kicked me out. Pissed me off. I said it's bad. It's hard enough to trade, and then dealing with the stream issue. We're up about 3,900, so we did get dinged a little bit on that trade. What the hell is going on here?
Order filled.
It's really trying. I think the whole bank situation is, you know what? The whole bank situation is just causing, obviously, the market to go insane. Cursorily following it. They're going to screw it up like they usually do. All right, I don't see. Let's look around the charts. NQ, we're in the trade on the long side. CL, I don't know. I don't see anything there. I mean, it is short, but we missed the trade. NG, of course, I got out of that trade right when it decided to maybe find a level. And then GC, there is a possible 5-minute level check here, but you've got the low there. I don't think you trade anything there. I don't think there's any trade there. Right now, there's no trade on deck except for maybe a long on the NQ. And even that's not great. I mean, it looks like it's going to move. Well, it did move. There we go. Yeah, exactly. With bankers like we got, who needs enemies? Yeah. It's strange. You know, what's odd is that they seem to be making every wrong move. It's almost like they're trying. But I don't care. Like I said, I mean, here's my advice to anybody. Anyways, my advice is try to live your life where politicians don't matter. Try to live your life where the economy doesn't matter. I know that's hard because obviously, you know, but what I mean by that is that I wish I would have learned this years ago. Look at that. Damn, son. See if we can ride this one lot up. You know, I tell the younger generation, especially my nephew, which is like, live on less than 50% of your income. Like, figure out how to live on less than your take home income. Live on less than 50% of that and put the rest away. I know it's hard. You don't have the nice things at first, but after about 5 to 10 years, you will start to have nice things, you know. But part of me too also feels that, you know, as you're young, so like I think you should travel too. So you need to find a way to travel. I went on a trip once. We went on a trip years ago with we did one of those trips where I'm looking at the trades. So NQ were long. Let me just make sure I'm focused. NQ on chart 4 did recapture the RDA. So I think we should be long there. If we get knocked out, I will look to get put back in, or actually look to get back in on a pullback. So if we get taken out here, we're going to get on a pullback on chart 2. Members chart 2. Alpha C2 control 4. Alpha members chart 2 is the control for NQ right now. Well, chart 2 and chart 4. Should be watching chart 4. Obviously, we got the level on chart 3. So chart 3's level is important. I think that's where it's going for. I mean, it's going to have a problem right around 627 and 645, and then right around 684. It's going to have a couple problems. All right, these trades are invalid now. NQ is at the RDA in the 5 minutes, so that's kind of where we're seeing the stall. We would expect that. So we'll see if this holds up or not. That's a pretty decent sized candle there in the 5 minutes, so I think you believe that. You know, I say this often. You know, you need to believe the chart. Otherwise, what are you trading? You know? Well, maybe we go get knocked out of this. So then we look to get back in on a trade down here because this is valid now. This trade would be valid. Let's see if we get knocked out of this trade. Put us back up above maybe $400 if we're back up above $4,100. I think we don't get too aggressive on this pullback. Maybe look for a pullback to the 50%. OR hasn't fully developed. It's about to be developed in 3 minutes here. So I don't think we get too aggressive on that. We're about to go into the first hour close, so don't get too. The soul guy? Oh, yeah. Hey, nice to see you. Yeah, you know, I did trade soul this morning. I shorted it. Let's see where it's at. Soul USDT. Booyakasha. Well, it's holding up on the 5 minute. It's at the RDA. I shorted it up here just for a quick short. Ah, come on, man. Did not get picked up. And in no trades? I can't be in no trades. That's not possible. CL, we don't want to be in CL. NQ, got our opportunity to get in. We missed that opportunity on that pullback. It's very, very skittish. I think we try to get in on a pullback and then put our trailing stop down here. We'll see how that works. What do you mean stream is offline? How can it be offline? That's not great. I'm just going to have to stream on YouTube then. TradingView is not being great. Well, on YouTube it's on. I don't know. All right. Not sure what is going on. I think what I have to do is, this is the first time I've streamed on this machine. Or not this machine, but with the 3 monitors set up. I can hear the graphics card. Still on YouTube. Yeah, thank you. No, I mean, I don't know if TradingView's off. I'm streaming from TradingView. So I'm actually streaming from, I'm not using OBS. Streaming from TradingView, and then TradingView is pushing it to YouTube. Okay, why am I showing this chart? Here we go. We're in no trades. We're waiting for that RDA to break here in the 5 minute. It's really what we're waiting for. Waiting for the 5 minute RDA to break. I don't think I want to reload that. I should try another browser actually. Maybe this browser doesn't quite work for the streaming. I can hear the actual graphics card working a little bit harder than usual though. So definitely this third 4K monitor did add some load. Oh, look at that NatGas. It did rise. Did do the eventual thing that I thought. GC is hitting the bottom. It does say connecting actually here. That's kind of weird. I mean, let me check my connection. Yeah. It's solid as it typically is. Typically, that's not the problem. All right, so here we are on the 5 minute, the NQ and the index. The index, you know, it's momentum and bias long now. I mean, it's maybe losing momentum, but it did do a momentum check there. All right, sorry, Nathan. I don't know. I'll look and see. Gold, I don't have on gold. I'm not. So gold, if we look at the chart there, GC is down here. I mean, it's holding the opening range low. So there is a trade, a fade trade up to these momentum indicators. But that chart is momentum and bias short. So there is a fade trade on gold up to the momentum indicators. But I don't really like it. I don't like that trade necessarily. Okay, did not get picked up on any of these trades here. It's the volatility is really. Yeah, maybe we'll look at some crypto futures. Once I ensure that the stream's working good. I mean, if we look and see basically just cursory what's happening in that market. CTSI is up. What is this? Am I on that chart? Yeah. Okay, I don't want to be in CTSI here. I don't want to use this chart. Hold on. NQ held up. It is at an RDA check on chart 2. I think you maybe wait for the momentum check a little bit lower. Although it's holding up. It does seem like the NQ does seem like it wants to go up and take out that high. It does want to break that RDA. So we'll see if we can get picked up on another RDA check. Nope, did not get picked up on that.
Order filled.
All right, let's not get too aggressive there. Do another check there and another check here. Then trailing stops. Does seem like, what time is it? 9:34. So 5 minutes after the opening range. Let's see what happens here. We are long on the NQ.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'll look at it here. I'll look at crypto here in a bit. So the GC trade, I should move this to GC. Well, I mean, there's a level there now. There's a new level. So it did that level test. So almost we need to trade GC and do a level test. So we'll see if we get picked up on a pullback there in GC. Otherwise, we'll miss that trade. Put in protective stops just above there. Don't think we're going to get picked up. Only got picked up on 2 on the NQ trade. On that pullback, we'll put our stops right around our entry. See if we can ride that up. So GC is hitting another level, but I think the sell level is right around here, right around the 1993. I think that's where you'd want to sell. Just going to pull back before it goes up on NQ. We're up about $400 on that trade. I think we want to expect that it's going to break the opening range high because there's the next one over here, and then there's this level. It's trying to go for the overnight, looks like it, for some odd reason. We could look at the underline and see what's happening on the underline. This is trade of 8.
Order filled.
You get picked up on that GC trade on a pullback. So that level should not break.
Stop filled.
Got stopped out of the trade. Up about 4,500 now. See if this GC trade picks us up here on this pullback here. It's kind of a fade trade, so we want to be a little careful there. What is that? CL trade. CL trade is holding up. CL has a level down here that should watch. Right around 65.01. So at 65.01 levels is probably important. So see if we can get picked up there on a level check. Out of all, well, no, we're not out of all trades. We're looking for the GC trade to pick us up here on a minor pullback to a level check. But this kind of is an interesting area because we've got the RDA down below, right around 1956, where it might be going. So it might be going to that RDA, the GC trade. So we're not going to give it a lot of room. We're just going to give it to there. NQ did a RDA check on chart 2. That's why I went long. Not going to give it much room. Give it a little bit of room. Needs to hold that RDA check if it wants to break above the high. There's one more position you could do down here, right at this, right below this low. Ooh, looks like it might sell off. We'll see. Looks like it might sell off. This is chart 4, momentum check. This is kind of what we're trading. Need to give it a little bit of room to actually respond there at that momentum check. Don't want to give it too much room, because it might fail down. That 5-minute looks, I mean, that's a rejection from the RDA, so we need to kind of believe that. Looks like it's going to fail, maybe. Momentum did shift. We'll see. A lot of overshoots today. The GC trade is kind of in profit. It's at a momentum check. That's why I took profit there. Put a trailing stop right at our entry. See if that gets taken out or not. Don't like this NQ trade. It's not behaving the way it should be on this level. And chart 2 did switch over, so we just need to be very careful there. Had to stick with that trade maybe for a little bit more. Needs to recapture momentum and bias on chart 2. Otherwise, I should get out. There we go. Starting to. Yeah. I almost want to trust it. Trust that level. I almost want to trust that level. Got stopped out of the GC trade. Might get stopped out of this NQ trade here.
Order filled.
There we go. It is rising. There we go. are in profit about a grand. See if that all holds up. Keeping my stops where they're at. I just don't like the way the volatility is here. Keep going.
Order filled.
All right. Got out of that trade. I just don't like the way the volatility is here. It's probably still going to keep going up, but I just don't like the volatility here. Up about 5,200 for the day. Start over here. See if we get picked up on an NQ trade here. For those that are new, you want to follow via Discord down below. You'll see a link down below. It says follow via Discord. That's the best place. It's where I share all the best information. There we are. Got picked up. It's probably good to get out of that trade here. I was in about 5 lots. It's very skittish on every level. So restarted over here in just 1 lot. This isn't the best trade area. It's in the middle of a range. I mean, it's at the top of that range on the 5-minute, but it's in the middle of a chart 3 range. So,
stop filled.
Yeah. I do think it's going up, but the trade is right here. The trade is at, where's that at? 591. Wait for a pullback of 591 or don't get picked up at all. I mean, you'll see that. Actually, it's probably a little bit lower than that. It's probably the OR 50. I don't know. These 5-minute candles are holding pretty well. This range. So I think the next trade is right around the OR 50. That's a fade trade, though. So keep that in mind as you're trading that. Probably could trade down to that based on what I'm seeing here.
Order filled.
We are short down to the OR 50. We do have a level here that we need to watch. Might just come up an impulse up to here, which it's trying to do right now.
Order filled.
Yeah, it held that 5-minute level.
Order filled.
I reversed. It held that 5-minute level. So I believe that 5-minute level that held, that's why I went long.
Order filled.
I didn't want to get picked up there quite yet, but that's fine. So we'll see if that 5-minute level holds here or not.
Order filled.
Need to hold right here, otherwise I'm out of this trade. It's not going to. I can't see.
Stop filled. Order filled.
There we are. We're in 4 lots. See if it's going to rise up now. Shouldn't retest that level. Should keep going. There we go. The best questions asked live stream is either on YouTube or Discord or here. Here. What's my P&L for the day? You can see it over here on the upper right, or the second window on the right. It's 4,600. Not moving. Not moving. I think it's going to go. Boom. Look at that. Let's readjust some of our stops. Boom. Readjust some of our stops. See if we can stay in this for a rip up to possibly that level. Holy crap. Okay, son. You really want to start moving, don't you? There we go. I think out of principle, I got to take some profit. Just out of principle. Just because it's at a level where it might find serious rejection. All right. Never mind. We're up about 1,400. Booyakasha. So see that, members? You should, this last section, that's kind of where the 4 chart really come into play. Remember what I said on the 5-minute chart? What did I say? I'll just repeat this for people that are. So on the 5-minute chart, I said that this previous candle held right here. This candle held, the 5-minute candle. So it went back, it checked it, and then it held. Now, how did I know that? Well, I knew that because we're watching chart 2. And chart 2 gave us clues. Chart 2 switched over, did an overshoot on momentum twice and bias, and then recaptured momentum and bias, and that's why I went long. The second that it recaptured momentum and bias, I'll share this in Trade Room Alpha. In Trade Room Alpha, the second that it went, you can see my entry. You can see, you can see my genius entry. You can see my entry. See my entry there? That's on chart 2. So I entered as that candle was forming with the expectation that it was gonna recapture momentum and bias. The system we trade is awesome when you trade it. And I say that to remind myself, because for those that have been following along, in the last month or so, I had two of my worst days I've had in years. But I've recovered from that, I believe. Not fully. I still have bad habits. Oh, look at that volatility. It's going to knock us out. It's at the OR high. That's why it's reacting at the OR high. We expect that. Just a matter of, can we stay in for a longer term move here? So members, that's a key. That last trade, this last trade on the NQ is really a prime example of using, for instance, like chart 1, the 5-minute chart as a control. But then, the other thing that you should see there too, I should mention, that I did see, is chart 4 had a weak level, actually there's a stair step pattern being developed on chart 4. So I'm going to share this in Trade Room Alpha. Trade Room Alpha. For those that are wondering what's Trade Room Alpha, that's the private Discord for members. So that's where it's where we discuss the trade system, trading, and it's kind of my daily trade room for when I'm trading for members. So if you're wondering when I say Trade Room Alpha, what is that? That's what that is. We're up about, let's see. Let's do a P&L check. We're up about 5,400 for the day, and we're in an open trade for about 1K. P&L update. 400. Open P&L around. Those that are new, you want to join via Discord via the link below. We are on our path to see if we can get a path to maybe trade some heavier lots here. Did not get picked up on this GC trade. Let's look at the other charts. Look at that NatGas. It did what I thought it was going to do. I knew it was bottoming, but I didn't have the courage to stay with it. What a jerk. What an asshole. All right, there we go, the NQ. Now, for those who are wondering, this NQ chart, this orange line is the actual NQ. This is the index. So, you know, what you're doing is you're trading patterns, obviously, on the index. The index is trying to take out the 596 level. That's what it's trying to do. I don't know if I want to go. I mean, I think what I do, move my stop losses down, and we go for an RDA check. So let's see if we can get picked up on an RDA check on both chart 4 and chart 2, but not get too aggressive. An overshoot of the RDA right around, where is that at? 610, 609. We don't get picked up. We don't get picked up. Let's go some crypto traders next. All right, man. We'll pull up crypto. All right. You got me. We're going to do it, man. Let's do the crypts. We will do the crypt walk. All right. KuCoin. Let's see what's going down on the crypto land. See if we find any good trades. Don't necessarily like the way this is pulling back here, so we're going to get not as aggressive. It does look like that's where it's going. Well, let's throw up the KuCoin up here, put it up here so we can not get up in everybody's business. Let's pull up our chart, this chart. Well, SOL looks like it's bottomed for the meantime. Back to $2,000, whatever SOL's trying to get to. Let's see what's trending. CFX perpetual, let's look at that. Still in this trade on the NQ. I'll put this so you can see my positions. I need to move this mic. I need to do this later on today because it's friggin' in my way. Ooh, look at that CFX. I should have been in that. About to do a VWAP test. Pretty simple trade. Buy on the pullback up to the VWAP test. That's simple. Couldn't be even more simple than that. Let's look at, I traded this LQT the other day. Well, look at that. 5 minutes bottoming. Let's look at the daily. It's going to be a sell-off. Yeah. Don't trade that. Mask. I traded this the other day too. See where Mask is at on the daily. And Q did hold that level. That was an opportunity to get in. What the hell, dude? Why are these charts? All right. Now you almost want to short Mask out of principle just because where it's at. So we're going to short Mask. We're going to start at 10% and we're going to go up here. We're going to short it just out of principle. What do you mean insufficient balance? What the fuck does that mean? It says 821. I haven't fully funded this account yet. I grew it from $191. So I grew this account from $191 up to what it is now. I was a little bit higher, but I did a couple dumb trades. I did like 2 dumb trades. And I just didn't have the courage to want to fund it. So let's short it 10% up here. That's where we're going to short. Just out of principle. I say that with a joke. Out of principle because where it's at. Those buyers are going to get wrecked. Whoever's buying up there is complete. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. I really don't. Let's go look at that chart. Just because. So the 1 hour freaking trading view, man. I should buy TradingView. I should acquire. Is TradingView a public company? I'm going to acquire TradingView. And then I'm going to change the things that I want to change on it. TradingView public company. Base. TradingView has 251 to 500 employees. They're based in London, England. No wonder why everything's all messed up there. I'm just kidding. France. Oh, well, that's part of the problem. Oh, no, finance. Sorry. $338 million. Similar companies. Interesting. Sorry. I went off on a little tangent. I do this when I trade, just so everybody knows. I'm trading my style going forward. And my style is so we're up about 1,800 on that trade. I did get an opportunity to get in. I didn't get aggressive with it. I should have got aggressive with it. We're going to look at the 4 charts. We're going to look at the 4 things we're trading here. So NatGas rejected where we expected, probably right around the 50 OR. The NQ is going back up. I really should just see if I can get picked up on pullbacks here. Well, we will check out Sol. I'll check out Sol. Let's see if I have a Sol. Sol. I don't have it there. All right. We'll look at Sol. SOL USDT. But I first want to, before I do that, I want to set up our other trades. All right. So the NQ, we're already in those trades. We should have been heavier. The CL is about to hit the 50% OR. It does look like it's going to go up. We did not get picked up on any pullback there. I think what we do is we buy here, and then we do a buy here, and then we do a buy here. So we're at 66.05, 66.71, and 65.04, and then we put a protective stop. This is a longer term position. What are we waiting for? Well, we're either looking for a level check again, and then we're expecting on that trade, we're expecting a 50% OR break, and then it's going to take out this level up here. Pretty easy trade. Not easy trade, but pretty straightforward trade, I should say. There are no easy trades. There are no easy days. Isn't that from like a movie? Let me check Discord and TradingView. Oh, I didn't share on. Let me share on that. Need to refresh my coffee. Where you at, buddy? Rex is nowhere to be found. We got the hour close. Look at that. It closed right on the indicators. So you watch the level. The next level is right around 598. My entries, you can see where my entries are on that. That's where my entries are. So I'm looking for an overshoot. But I would be surprised if this 5-minute level overshoots. So we'll move it up. Today, the 5-minute has been a good control for our trades. 5-minute has recaptured momentum. I'll look at Sol here in a second. Uh, 5-minute has recaptured the momentum and bias. Should have been. I should be buying those pullbacks. I'm not trading at my core level here. So we've got the RDA on 67.76. That's where we'd want to sell on CL. So let me just do these updates before I move on and look at SOL. Damn it, Jim. I have hotkeys. If you have a Stream Deck, you should get a Stream Deck because you can set up hotkeys. It's friggin' awesome. I should do a video on that. I'll do a short video on that. I'll take a picture. Yeah, man, let's take a picture, homie. What the hell did that say? Lena rises by 34% in 24 hours. All right, out of principle, we got to short that. I know I'm saying things out of principle. I'm being facetious with everything. We missed the best entry. Damn it. Let's see if we can get picked up here. Ooh, I don't like that entry. Let's get out of that. Let's put our entry up here. Where is that at? $16,413. 016. You know, with these HD super monitors or these 4K monitors, it's so small. 0.016329. Without being able to trade on chart, it really sucks. Didn't want to show that. Oh, well. Here we go. Well, we're up on the both trades. We're up about 2,300. In that trade, we'll put in a stop just for good measure. Put in a 5% stop right around $3.08. It's either going to move there or not. Oh, look at that. All right, we were going to look at SOL, weren't we? Okay, let's look at SOL. Let's look at the daily. Okay, I want to look at the daily on this chart. Yeah, why doesn't... Can I set it where it auto resets? I'll look at that off stream. It's just so fucking annoying. Every single day, there's something stupid with these charts that is annoying to trade around. Well, SOL is pretty much above every momentum indicator. So the obvious thing to do on SOL is when it gets in this range is buy it right between 2204 and 22 whatever 55. If it gets down there, buy it. You might not have a chance though. It might just find the VWAP here and actually move up. And then here it might use standard support and resistance, which aligns with one of our momentum indicators right here. And then we have the RDA down here. I mean, if I was trading SOL for what it looks like it's trying to do, we have the mix 200 up here and we have the weekly slow momentum indicator up here. So it's pretty obvious on this that what to do here. We go to the weekly. Well, I don't know. If we're going into a crypto spring, this might be a decent place to scale in all the way down to here. If we're going into a crypto spring, which everybody on Twitter is predicting, then pretty much scaling in all the way down to here and then calling uncle right here. Right here at 17. You almost need a plan to scale in all the way down. And then obviously, yeah, that'd be what I'd do. But as I've said before, the 4-day is the superpower of trading crypto. So if we look at the 4-day, it's really obvious that on SOL, this level right here is the most important level. This 25.52. So it's going there. I mean, that's where it's going. So you could trade it up to that. I could almost say that with confidence it's going there. All right, let's see where we're at on our trades. For the day, we are up 54.58. We're open trade on the NQ up about 2,500, 2,700, and then we're up about $200 on a CL trade. What else on crypto? I can look at other crypto. I can look at other tickers. Should have been a little bit heavier on this NQ trade, but let's see the GC chart. GC has broke that level. Your next level is down to, yeah, I think you trade GC down to that. So I'm going to trade GC down to, we'll trade GC down to, if we get picked up, down to the RDA check, which is 1957. We did get picked up on one lot there on GC. So we get picked up on another lot here. And then let's put in protective stops up here. There we go. Now, why did it stall? Why did the NQ stall there? Well, the NQ is starting to stall because it's a previous OR high. That's one reason why it stalled. Once again, the trade system that we trade is a predictive trade system. We predict where the market's going to react, and we trade reactions, and we trade patterns. If you're down below, the link down below, you'll see a link to Discord. You want to join Discord. That's the best place to connect with me. Or if you are interested in getting started with the Rexdog system, just send me an email, visit the website. You can learn more about it. All right, let's see where we're at. Did we get knocked out of our trade? No, we're up about $1 in our mass trade. Just for those that are wondering, I took everything out of exchanges, crypto exchanges, a couple months ago. And then I just recently, I had $191 left in KuCoin. So I said, I'll trade this up to $1,000 and then I'll fund it. Well, I did reach $1,000, but then I did a series of two bad trades, aggressive trades, because I thought I was cool, I guess. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, to tell you the truth. I lost like $70 on one trade, and then I lost like $40 on another trade. And then I lost a little bit more than that because it brought me down to, I was up to about 1,050, 1,100 or something. And then I just did 2 or 3 bad trades, just really stupid trades. Basically I entered and then it ripped right when I entered, and I didn't have a stop loss in. So, and that happened to me twice. I was aggressively fading, falling back into my dumb habits. Okay, we can look at sushi. Let's see where we're at on trades. Number one, we're up 100, and then 2,300. So the question on this pullback, do we buy the pullback down to here? If it pulls back down to 636, do we buy that? Absolutely. Ooh, look at that. Really dinging our P&L there on the NQ. If it comes back up and retests up here, I want to be taken out. So it's doing an RDA check. That would be a good entry if you wanted to get kind of aggressive on that. This is why you don't count your profits before they happen. As an RDA check. Getting volatile all of a sudden. Is there news? There is no news. There isn't news except for the bankers are working on bailing out all their friends. I mean, this FDIC thing with SVB is the biggest joke in the planet. I mean, I'm just going to share my personal opinion on it. There's no moral risk anymore. So since there's no moral risk anymore, our economy is destroyed. NQ. Trading the NQ. I guess is that the micro? That's the, yeah. Yep, trading the NQ. Trading the NQ, CL, NG, and what's my GC? Gold. Yep. Charts are listed. I haven't really got heavy on this account today. Haven't seen a trade that I want to just go in and do 20 to 30 or 40 lots on. But we'll see. Part of it is I'm still working. I have my journal here. Well, yeah, I mean, usually I trade in lots of 3.
Order filled. Up filled.
All right, it got stopped out. That GC trade, we're looking for an RDA failure on chart 4 on the GC trade. That's what we're trading that. Not going to give it a lot of room. I guess I should give it room up to that level, but I'm not going to give it a lot of room. What are we up for the day? Up 6,400. It should be double that. I messed up a series of trades earlier. I should be up at least 12 to 15 grand today. Oh, what did someone wanted me to look at something else? Oh, sushi. Yeah, let's look at sushi. Sushi USDT. I'm looking at all on KuCoin because that's obviously what I'm trading. The 4-day, well, the 4-day could be more obvious. And see, why does it do this? Why does this dumb chart do this? Is this helpful at all? Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I don't know how to use this platform, even though I've been using it for years. Well, sushi, I did have a lot of sushi at one point in time. Or not sushi. Yeah, I did. And then I did a lot of cake DFI. I had a lot of cake. I made a lot of money on cake, and then I got out when it was obvious that it was going to sell off. Made a lot of great money on cake DFI. I still got some locked up, whatever it's called, where you lock it up. And well, the sushi, I mean, you're in the middle of a range. You have no edge here, so there's no trade here. The trade is a short, but you have no edge here. I mean, if you think that there's a crypto spring, then obviously going long here. But other than that, until it gets to this range here on the 4-day, you have no idea of this range, or not even this range. This range down here, you have no idea that this is holding up. I will say on the 1 hour, it's not looking great. The 1 hour it's in a switch over state. Now your best trade here is obviously around the weekly open right here, right around this zone here. So right around 1.634, and then you've got a previous this teal line here is an important indicator that we use in our system. So I would, if I was trading this long, I would be scaling into this zone here and then if the weekly open didn't hold, I'd get out. Really simple trade. This is an easy trade. You just got to be patient. Just got to be patient before it get down there. Now, I might not get down there because it's hitting the mix 200 here and it previously rejected there. So the mix 200 might be a quick scalp trade, but it does look like it wants to test the weekly open. We're early in the week. So, the weekly open is one of the most important levels you want to watch. All right. So I pulled back a little bit more. And like I said before, I think our entry, I think we re-enter right here, right around the 50% OR. A little bit lower than that. Take a little bit of risk here. We'll keep this position in. And then we're looking to enter. Have to be prepared for some volatility here because the volatility has slowed down a little bit. So I would expect some volatility to maybe pick up if it does come down here and take us out or pick us up down here. Yeah. Yep. All good. Said we're waiting for this CL trade. So this trade right here on this chart here, we're waiting for potentially to get picked up. Well, we're not going to get picked up way down there. I think I'm going to put a trailing stop on this and just not look to scale into this trade. So we'll hold that one. I entered late on this trade on CL. That's why I'm not really sizing up on that. I don't have high confidence that it's going to continue to move. It does look like, I mean, it held the 50% OR, so it's probably going to go to the high. So our GC trade, we did not get picked up on our third lot. And then so far it is starting to sell off. We're going to put our stop a little bit closer, see if we get picked up. That GC trade, we're trading that down to the RDA check on chart 3, which is 1956. 1956 members. That's our GC trade. We're shorting that. So on GC, which is right here, this chart here, we're shorting that down to 1956. That's what we're looking for, which is right around, yeah. I mean, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it tags 1949. So that's what we're trading there. All right, now this NQ trade is invalid. It pulled back. I know I'm not being aggressive enough on chart 2 with the NQ trade. I'm not being aggressive enough there on that chart, meaning that I'm not buying those pullbacks. I should be buying those pullbacks. Hey, what's up, Skills? Great to have you here. We're up 320 on the GC trade. I don't want to quite put my stops in there yet. I'll put trail. I probably should. Might as well. Put trailing stops in. You know what I'm going to do? I want to get picked up for one more there and then a failure. So I want to see it fake break up there and then get picked up. So we're going to be a little bit more patient with that GC trade. I want to see if I can get picked up for one more lot. We don't have the momentum has shifted on chart 2 on the GC trade. But the challenge is that this could be an overshoot on chart 4. I'll share this in Trade Room Alpha just so you can see the setup. I mean, we got a previous level there right around 1974. So I'll share this in Trade Room Alpha. So you can see we've got a previous level there on chart 4, and that's what it's really kind of messing around with right now. Obviously, if that previous level holds, then we should get out of this trade. And because it's created another level just slightly below it. So, and that's here in this chart here. I mean, the 5-minute also has a level down here. So we want to see that level broke. Kind of one of the challenges on this chart is that it might be trying to do a momentum check up here. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit and then move this up. Sometimes GC likes to spike, similar to the ES. I don't like trading the ES. ES annoys me the way it trades. Do a quick profit check, I guess. Not trading my normal aggressive style. I haven't been for the last couple of weeks, and you kind of know why. Or most probably do know why. Any questions? I can answer them, obviously. Feel free to answer questions or ask questions. Oh, the NG is tempting me again. It's tempting me again, but I don't like that fade trade. The thing with NG is it really could just rip. I'm going to add a daily chart to that. I don't know why there's not a daily chart. NG. Trading the J on that. Yeah, NG still has room on the downside. I'm not going to trade that. The next level is obviously right around 2.190. All right, what are you doing, NQ? If it holds this 5-minute level, then it's probably going to move up. If it breaks it, then it's probably going to, because these aren't really strong candles here. These 5-minute candles, I mean, they're just range candles. I mean, obviously the lows have been protected, but this holds the highs. Don't see any other trade. I want to move on right now. What time is it? Almost 2 hours into the market. Okay. Where are we at? Well, that CL trade is doing okay. Needs to continue up. CL, I'm really looking to short around 67.80 is what we're planning for. That's chart 3. How long would it take me from go to 100 to 1,000? That's well, $100. It would take me probably about a week or two. A week or two. Yeah, GC's fighting the highs from February 1st and 2nd. Yeah, that's why I'm selling off to the RDA. Now you might think, why would it take me a week or two to get to 100 to 1,000? I don't think people realize. Well, maybe new traders don't realize. Yeah, so I'll share the GC chart. I mean, if GC loses 1974, then it's going down to the RDA. It's going down to at least 1967 or 1960. Sorry, 1960. If it loses that level, if it loses 1973 or so. So that's just the way I'm charting it. That's the way I'm trading it, obviously, too. Okay, so on answering the question about how long would it take me? Well, trading crypto only. Well, it took me about 2 weeks to get from 191 to where I'm at. Week and a half, 2 weeks. Because here's the thing, you have to be so precise. Like you can get aggressive. The problem is one bad trade, not one bad trade, but for instance, so this weekend I did a little bit of trading on crypto. And I made like $40. I made like $30. I made like 20, and then I made some 9s, 10s, and then I made $170, and then I lost like, 3 like $60, $70 trades in a row because I was just getting too aggressive. So all that work I put in, because I got too aggressive, shot me back, and I knew better. One time I traded like 75% of what I had on one trade, and then I had to take a loss for like $60, because it just kept going. I was like, okay, well, I could hold this, but I'm not going to sit here and watch this thing. Like, so when you have a limited funding amount, You have to be so precise with your entries. You have no wiggle room. You have zero wiggle room. It's almost virtually impossible. Um, it's virtually impossible for a new trader. I will say that if you're a new trader and you only have $100, you think you're going to make 1,000, it's not going to happen. So I'll be completely upfront with you. It's not going to happen. I hate to sour people's dreams. Minimum crypto you would probably want to start with is like $500 on futures, minimum. I mean, like I said, you can get really aggressive. I'm a pretty experienced trader, and the problem is that not the problem. No, there is a problem. The problem is I'm an experienced trader, but the challenge is I can't switch my mind as to trading accounts where I don't have the ability. I don't have enough powder, I say, enough capital to trade effectively. So, most new traders don't realize how much um, the right capital amount actually decides in whether or not you'll become a successful trader or not. Most new traders are underfunded, and that's one of the main reasons why most new traders fail, because they're underfunded. The other reason why new traders fail is because they have no clue what they're doing. So that's the other reason. They're not trading one system. They're changing constantly. They have no discipline. They're not trading a system like we trade, which is a highly effective system that's been battle tested, that's been refined, and is consistently refined. I mean, it doesn't need to be refined anymore because I pretty much set the rules. But, most new traders didn't go through. For 2 years straight, I lived and breathed trading. And then since 2018, I've been a full-time trader. So, and I've traded the same system pretty much since around 2018. It's been refined. It really got refined around 2019 and 2020 because it took me a while to figure out exactly what the hell am I trading? Not what the hell am I trading, but more of like, okay, what are the hard, fast rules here? And what are the things? And you'll notice in my training around that time, 2019, 2020, I really started. Yeah, there's a nice breakout in that NQ. I'm still in that trade. I did not enter any of those positions. I didn't have confidence in that. So we're watching that upper level, but if we go and look at the NQ chart, let's look at the index. Index is trying to take out this upper level, obviously, and then over here, it's trying to go to 12.8. That's where it's trying to go. So I would anticipate we sell right around 632, or wait, not 632. Yeah. So the index or NQ recaptured the weekly open. Here's the week high or the overnight high. So I would anticipate, yeah. So the overnight high already projected that the index wanted to get to 804. So it's already projected that. That's where it's going. It's going to 804. We need to trade off that scenario. It's going to 804. I just don't want to get too aggressive yet. Yeah. Think. Oh, where were you going, Shorty? Yeah, I think it's going to 800 or so. 800. All right, let's do a P&L check. Oh, really? Why do I keep putting 80? 800, dude. 800. Where you at, Rex? So the NQ is trying to recapture, obviously, the weekly open for the NQ. CL is about to hit the OR high. So I think we short up right. Well, we know where we're shorting on that thing. I'm going to put trailing stop. I'm going to give it a little bit of room. can just see it knocking me out on this level check here. GC is trying to do the thing. It's trying to do the thing. Let's go. And so we are looking. It's a pretty decent alpha candle there in the 5 minute. See if we can see back farther. I mean, it's obvious that the overnight session here, or the open, actually went up and ripped up. So it's obvious that it wants to go up there. It's pretty obvious. Reversing at 708. Yeah, I mean, that is another level. We're going to get taken out on this NQ trade, I think. I'd recommend 10% in futures. With, I mean, oh, we got stopped out. All right, let's do a P&L check. Yeah, I mean, it is risky. But here's the thing. How many crypto trades you really going to do? Oh, look at that CL. Look at that pullback. Damn it. GC starting to pull back. I want to see where we're going to pick up the NQ. I think we see if we can get repicked up on a check down to here. 642. So 642 is where we see if we can get picked up. We'll do 3 lots there. 642. And we'll do an additional 3 lots down below at 616, and then an additional lots in between. And then we'll put a protective stop. It might not even get there. We might be too aggressive. We might be just too aggressive on that move. Yeah, we are. Let's put it up a little bit higher. I'm using chart 2 for a lot of this. Protective stops in. Yeah, obviously with increased leverage, then you would want to reduce it. I mean, to me, if you're trading crypto and you're only looking for a 1.5, well, if you're doing scalping in crypto, then great. The problem with scalping crypto, at least for me, is that the KuCoin platform sucks. It literally sucks. So like, you can't effectively, there's no trailing stops. You got to manage your positions. When you want to get out, you got to cancel a friggin' stop loss and stuff. It just sucks. It's not built for traders. It's built for swing trades. So I just swing trade on KuCoin. That's what I do. I don't do any scalping. I mean, I do some scalping, obviously. But I just do swing trades on KuCoin. Like for instance, this is a swing trade. This mask trade is a swing trade. I'm not trading that like on a scalp basis. I'm literally just waiting for it to come down to the next level. So I don't do what's the word I'm looking for? I don't do scalps on crypto because the platforms to trade it suck. They literally suck. They're annoying to use. So the only way to trade crypto trades is Yeah, I can't use Binance though because I'm friggin' in the US. And yeah, I know how to get around it. I know, and yeah, I could set up an entity and everything else. I just I don't need to deploy my capital to crypto anymore. Is what I'm saying. No, I can't use Binance because I'm in the US. I can. I know how to get around it, but it's why? It's not worth the hassle. I can deploy my capital in other markets and make just as much money. That's what I don't think. That's what most people don't. I mean, like if you have a certain amount of capital amount that you want to apply to discretionary trading, um, like crypto, at least from a perspective of someone in the US that's trying to do it correctly, you can't trade futures in the US. So why would I want to risk that a large amount of capital to some stupid politician that hates crypto that's going to change the laws? Like, and plus just the custody risk of these crypto exchanges is garbage, you know? So I trade crypto. I still love crypto. I still I buy Bitcoin. I shared way back in 2019 my Bitcoin buying strategy. It's on YouTube. Um, and I still trade that same strategy on Bitcoin. I still swing trade Bitcoin, and I still acquire BTC. I was buying a whole hell of a lot at 16,000. I don't know who wasn't. If you believe Bitcoin's going to go above 100K, I don't know why you wouldn't be buying at 16K. I'll probably take a break for lunch because I'm not going to trade through lunch. I mean, I'll be trading through lunch. Yeah, I don't really have goals like that, but yeah, I would like to hit. Um, I'd like to have more of my 15 to $50,000 days because I feel good today. Last week I was still recovering from treatment, so this week I'm fully recovered from treatment. Yeah. Yeah, so my mind isn't like it was on Friday. For those that saw me trading Friday, that was kind of like me just scalping the whole day, one lots here and there. Yeah, volatility has slowed down a bit, hasn't it? Should we just get into the NQ trade? I think we should.
Order filled.
It did a chart forward check. We got to do a participation trade. We don't have to, but we will. Let's do a P&L check. Let's see where we're at P&L wise. Booyakasha. There, I can make it larger. There we go. That's our P&L for the want to know. Number one, we're up about 520 in a CL trade. We're down about 140 in a GC trade, and then down about 100, and then overall P&L for the day is 7,900.
Stop fill.
Ooh, got stopped out of that. Guess we just be patient on this NQ trade. Not going to move in that direction. I mean, chart 4 is holding the RDA, so we're pretty far away from the actual hour close. I think you at least wait for a 1274 check. Yeah. Otherwise, I missed the trade. Oh, my all-time P&L or daily P&L? I don't know. I mean, I'd share it on my website. I think I'm up to like 450 grand for the year on what I share publicly. I trade a lot of different things though. I trade. I do equity trades. I do swing equity trades using a system called Stock Fetcher. I did share last week that I used to trade option trades every 9 to 12 days out of a call on what is that called? A call when they have profits. Anyways, I'm going to probably get back to that just because I looked at those trades again. I'm like, Jesus, these trades have friggin' worked out awesome. Why am I not trading the system anymore? So I'll probably get back to my options trading a little bit. And then I trade crypto. Obviously, I'm not trading it heavy now yet, but I probably will fund KuCoin up to about 5 to 10 grand and start trading that seriously. I don't want to risk any more capital there. And then I trade Forex on a long term basis. And then obviously I have a bunch of investments and stuff like that. Other stuff, not obviously, but. So on my year P&L that I have, yeah, so I don't know what my year P&L is. I share it on my website underneath P&L. If you go to rexdogtrading.com, I don't think I can share it on TradingView. Forex is good. The biggest day I've had is, well, I won't share the biggest day I've had. You can look at my P&L. I just got comfortable sharing my P&L last year. My running P&L for the year is 465. That's my running P&L. Most of that is streamed too. A lot of that is streamed. So for those that wondering, okay, well, did you actually do that? You can friggin' watch the streams. Very nice. Isn't that what? I should have traded this down. Let's trade this down. We're going to trade it down to our entry. This might be a little aggressive given the market right now.
Order filled.
What did we get picked up on? We got picked up on our GC trade. That GC trade is going to be nice to us. I know it is. Let's see. Oh, man. All right. We're not going to give this GC trade much room. We're going to give it up to there. And then this NQ trade, we might be too aggressive on this. Yeah, like, hold on. I'm going to get out of that trade. That's a dumb trade. Now that I look at that trade, that's a really dumb trade. Why? Members should have said, dude, what are you doing? You're entering at a friggin' momentum check on the 5. How come the members should have said, dude, what are you doing? Terrible trade. Terrible entry. It might work out in your favor, but it's a terrible trade. Looks like it's going to work out. Still a terrible trade. Going to put my stops close on that thing. I mean, I was using chart 2, so I'm using chart 2 as the control. It's still a terrible trade. You don't enter a trade at a momentum check, especially on the 5. I'm going to remove this here because we don't know how far that's going to go down. Out of that trade. it might still go down or it might still go up. All right, GC is going in the direction we want it to. It did fail. Where are we at? GC did fail initially, at least on chart 2. Trade Room Alpha, for those that are new. Number one, if you're new, you want to join Discord. You'll see a link below the video on TradingView and then a link below on the YouTubes. I should have stayed in that trade, I guess. Out of principle, though, I had to get out of it. It's a bad trade. We're still in this mass trade, up about $2. We're big ballers. Like I said, I'm trading that up to. I want to get that to 1,500. Why? Because I have I have 3 negative trading habits I'm trying to solve, and I want to solve those. All right, so we take this trade here on the OR50. So we take this trade here on the NQ at 619. That's probably too aggressive. I think we're not quite there yet. We don't have any counter signal yet. We do expect a reaction down there. I'd like to see one impulse down there one more time. I'd like to see one more downward impulse. We're getting into an interesting area on, so I'll do one lot there. And then we'll do 3 lots down here. It's probably too aggressive. We do expect a reaction here. So let's see. We're a little early on that reaction, so we're not going to get too aggressive on our entries because we don't have confirmation that that's going to hold up. Don't have confirmation yet. So we're not going to get too aggressive. NQ, we're looking to go long. C4, C1, control. Remember C1 and C4, NQ, C1, C4, control, 4, trade. We expect a reaction here, but no confirmation yet. Can I trade? I'm going to say that wrong. PHEMX, FEMX. Can I trade FEMX in the US? That's the question. I'll look at it. Yeah, I think you mentioned that before and I didn't get a chance to look at it. Or I did look at it. For sure. FEMX. That's what, maybe it's, what else would it be besides PHEMEX? The H is silent, right? No, the PH makes the F sound, right? I'm not on the NQ. I don't like what GC is doing, but we'll just be patient with that. I think what we do is we get out of that. Well, no, we're waiting for a level check on GC. NQ. Once again, we're early on this NQ trade, so we don't want to get too aggressive on it. We're early. We do expect a reaction here, but we're really early. So I say this, I've said this a lot lately. You're literally kind of guessing. So, all right, cool. I'll look into it later for sure. All right. don't want to get too aggressive. I do need to put protective stops in here in case this rips all the way down. Looking to go long in the NQ on a level check or on a momentum check and a bias check. The problem is that it's right near the 50% OR, so we don't want to get too aggressive with it because it might want to tag that. So if it wants to tag that, then we're going to have to scale in there. So for those that are wondering, here's my past streams. I doubt that TradingView is going to let me share this. No, you're not, I bet. Oh, look at that. They did let me. Sweet. I think. I didn't get blocked. I'm sure they'll bring down the stream now. Ah, look at that. Ooh. This NQ trade is not working in our favor. Yeah.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Now it's just a matter, we don't have the confirmation signal yet. Should have waited for that 50% OR check. There it was. I don't like that it's in a momentum. I don't like the momentum environment that it's in on the chart too. That was my chance to get out at a decent clip. But we'll see how this goes. Don't like the volatility. And we're on the hour. We're on the hour close. Needs to rip up and recapture it here. Just don't like the way it's being skittish. And GC is going to the next level.
Order filled.
So we should have waited for that next level.
Order filled.
I was in at 9, and I just didn't like that I was in at 9 where I was at. It could just as well sell off here. So I didn't want to be patient for it. You know, I don't like this GC trade. It needs to lose the RDA. In chart 2, it's not losing the RDA, it's keeping it. I need to almost be able to scale in or be prepared to scale in up to 1984. This real early on this NQ trade. And it lost momentum. Yeah. It might be selling off here. It might be actually selling off. How far would it sell off? That would be a chart 3 rejection.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I think it is selling off.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Did get repicked up on the GC trade. I think we go with the momentum on this trade, on the NQ trade. I mean, if it comes up to 642, if we scalp it up to that, we short that.
Stop filled.
Of course.
Order filled.
Is it going to move up from here, though? Is that going to use that? Why would it use that level? We'll see. Going to probably be taken out of that CL trade. Needs to recapture momentum here on chart 2. So it's not, though. It's trying.
Order filled.
Ding my P&L a little bit there, playing around with this stupid trade here. See, so GC is trying to sell off, but it's on chart 2, it has a momentum long environment. So it's having a problem there. I mean, NQ's being very hesitant about this. Problem is it lost that level. So we should be short down to this next level. We should be short down to 530.
Order filled.
I'm just trading chart 2. We're trading chart 2 on the NQ. Ooh. That GC trade might break out here.
Order filled.
Might have to take a decent loss on that thing. Put some protective stops up in here. Does not seem like it wants to sell off, though. Looking to go short on the NQ. I mean, it might just keep this level. We are in a new hour, and we are in the lunchtime session. So you don't short. You probably short up to there. Yeah, GC's going to that next level, 1980. That's where it's going. And as long as chart 2 stays in friggin' momentum long, then that's where it's going. Let's look at the NQ index. It's at the weekly open. So I don't think we expect the weekly open to fail. It's not going to fail by much, I don't think. Well, maybe it will.
Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Expecting a weekly open to hold, but that was the opportunity to trade that, I think. Now we'll not get too aggressive because we are in a fade trade. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing what I'm trading. I forget sometimes. All right. So that's a weekly open test. I think we believe that until it fails. I think you believe the weekly open test until it fails. It's the only thing you can trade on that thing.
Order filled. Order filled.
Now it might fail here. So you've got a level on chart 2 that you can trade against. And I am going to take a lunch break here in a little bit. And then I'll come back around 1 something, around 1 o'clock. Trade the last 2 hours of the market or so, last hour and a half. I'll still be here. I'll still be around. I just won't be, I'll just be calling. So if you're not in Discord, you want to join Discord because that's where I'll be calling the market during lunch, while I'm eating lunch and doing other things. So I'm not going to stream the whole day. I'm waiting for this. I should have waited on this GC trade for a momentum check right around 1981, 1980. He's going to try to test the weekly again. It's going to try to hold up. I think it's going to hold here, possibly. It's looking like it's going to hold. Only in on 3 lots. Needs a break, or needs a recapture momentum, which it's trying to do.
Stop filled.
Yeah. Not going to work out. How am I?
Order filled. Order filled.
It's trying.
Order filled.
I got out. I'm not going to play around with it anymore. So we're targeting the extreme band of the
Order filled. Order filled.
of the actual GC trade.
Order filled.
Still trading that down to 1955. That's what I'm looking for in that.
Order filled.
On that GC trade. You know what? If this weekly open doesn't hold, then we're going to have to reverse here.
Order filled.
Will that weekly open hold? That's the question.
Order filled.
Yeah, looks like it's going to break. There we go. That means the GC is going to rip up, probably pick us up there. Could stall anywhere here. I mean, it might be going to the RDA down to 570. Up about 1200 on that trade, but need to take some profit.
Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Here we go. We're in 4 on the NQ. This GC trade's either going to fail right here or keep going up. Where is the NQ going to stop? Maybe at the opening range low, right around 581 or so. So 581 is where we'd want to go long on the NQ. Probably what we want to do there.
Order filled.
Not quite there yet. Let's wait for it to get there, get below 581. Let's see where it's at on the actual index. So we got a level right around 434. That's what we want to watch for. 434. Not quite, didn't quite hit that yet. So the question is, do we wait for the RDA check? I think we wait for the RDA check. That's where we want to be. Down here, the RDA check, and that's kind of like a 5-minute zone too.
Stop filled.
Right there. RDA, chart 3, members. Chart 3 is the control. Yeah, it fails.
Stop filled.
Ooh. It might just use that OR low, but I'd like to see it tap that other level. Right where there it is. It's about to tap it. I'd like to see it tap below that. Keep going. I'd like to see it tap below that level. than I expect. Not quite there yet. RDA check. Right below there. Right there is where I'd like to see a tap. One more impulse down. One more impulse down. Probably should have been heavier on this trade here.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Initial trades on the NQ. Doing a decent trade on the GC. I might have to take a loss on that. But we're expecting a sell-off there, especially if the NQ holds up here. If the NQ holds up here, then I would expect got our first level that we can trade against. Didn't quite get down to there, so I thought it might get down to there, but we got another level here. Did recapture momentum. Was an RDA check on chart 3. It's kind of what we traded against there. All right, so now it's trying to do momentum checks. I don't know how heavy we get with this NQ trade. For the NQ, yeah, my entry was right there, 572. Two switches. We don't want to get too aggressive on this NQ trade yet. It did have the first confirmation. But then we want to see if we can get picked up on maybe another level test there on the OR low. I mean, so far it's doing pretty well. I'll take some profit up here. Because now the 5-minute chart is momentum short and momentum long. So, it might use the lunch session to do a changeover here. Waiting for a deeper pullback there on the GC trade. Probably should have added a little bit more up there. But I wanted to limit my risk a little bit. Could have traded myself out of it too, I guess. So now it's just a matter of, okay, we've got another level, and then we've got chart 4 has to change momentum as well as chart 2, obviously. Chart 2 has changed momentum. Now it needs to recapture bias. So look at that CL trade. We got knocked out of that. We should have traded that. So I would assume it's going to come up here. Maybe if it does impulse up, it's going to come up to around 619, the NQ, and then sell off. And then maybe an opportunity to get back in. Now the question is, how is this 5-minute going to end? I'll call the stream in about 13 minutes though. And then I'll be back. Hey. Let's see. It's good rejection on the 60, but you might want to see a double test there. I did sell out of one. I will be back here in the afternoon when I call the stream here. I'd like to go heavy on a double check here. I'll probably short here if it gets up there. Let's look at the weekly levels. All right, so it did lose the weekly, but it's got another level here, and it's got the low. I think it's probably going to test this. It's going to officially test this level at 437. Maybe. On the index, obviously. How's it going to resell off? That's the question. Think it's going to go down. It lost momentum again. Unless it can recapture it here. Let's see where we're at here. Do not like the way the GC trade chart is stacking up. Needs to lose that 50% OR. It might not. If NQ keeps going up, it will. NQ is just going to range in this, or it's probably going to lose that.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Order filled. Order filled.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's an overshoot of momentum there.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, I need lunch. That's the problem. I'm kind of hungry, but I need to finish these trades. I need to exit all these trades or see what I'm going to do. Let's go here. Let's see what we're on here. All right. I mean, it might retest the weekly open here. That's maybe what it's trying to do. I just would like to see it come down first before it did that.
Order filled.
Ideally. All right, I'm sorry. I gotta call the stream because I've got to get lunch and I gotta go to the bathroom. So I'll do an update. I'll be back here in about an hour, or no, hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And then I'll be calling it obviously in Discord. So if you're not a member in Discord, you want to join Discord. And then I am shorting the NQ here. So I'm shorting the NQ for an expectation that it's going to rip down. So that's what I'm shorting right now. We'll see. It's got to rip down here in this RDA check here. But it does look like it might be testing the weekly open. So got to be a little careful there, obviously, because it's so close to the weekly open test that it might be trying to do that. All right. I'll see everybody here in a little bit.